Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, the 23rd of October, 2014. Hope you're having a great trading week. Here's a look at the, sorry about that. Here's a look at the ES Futures contract. This is the front month contract, including the action from the last 24 hours. I'm actually going to go, let's take a look at the S&P lost 14 today, so let's look at the cash indices in this case. Here it is. Reversal data to the downside after a couple of sharp days up, including some gaps. If I look at the NASDAQ 100, you can see the gaps a little more effectively. And again, today we had a small gap up, but basically a flat opening, and then pushed higher, then rolled over to the downside after some news out of Canada. I don't know that that was a direct impact on the whole market decline. We're also at if you look at the downtrend line since the top, we ran right into that basically, and so we're rolling here. Could be in for maybe a bit of a pullback. Hopefully head back and fill some of these gaps, but we'll see. We still have 1 day left of core earnings, ending with the biggest day of all is tomorrow, Thursday. Microsoft after the bell, but just a ton of stocks reporting on Thursday. It's the biggest single day of the quarter for earnings releases, and then at least the bulk of that is behind us. We can get back to work on Friday, and of course next week, and the rest of the year with a small pause for a day or two around Thanksgiving, and then the last week or two for Christmas and New Year's is usually a great trading environment. So let's see what we get once we get past this junk. Here's a look at the stocks, which lost 8 today, failing right at the retest to that breakdown point. Biotech's only down 22, failing to break out to new highs. Google was up for the session. Was actually up quite a bit more most of the day. Sold off in the afternoon. Apple gained a little bit, failed to make the breakout that looked good there on the chart, and our VIX is rebounding a bit. So there's your VIX, got as high as 31, pulled back. Maybe it gets one more push to the upside. We'll see how this goes. We are still at that time of year where the market can be volatile. I don't know well, it feels like this Ebola thing has calmed down and maybe will go away. But for now, at least, so to whatever extent that was impacting the market last week, that's out of the way. But you're still at a volatile time of the year, and we are set up potentially for some more downside problems, although we've gotten past the middle of August and options expiration, the middle of October and options expiration in October, which is usually when the worst problems happen. So the fact that we've gotten past that is very positive. Crude oil closed at $80.42. That's the lowest close yet, so that's interesting. And gold rolled over a bit, but still holding above the 10 EMA. All right, let's look at just the 2 futures contracts for the session. You can see here on the ES a flat opening, very choppy, boring first 2.5 hours or so, and then started to roll over strangely over lunch, picked up some speed, had a little rebound coming back out of lunch, rolled again. We have the 13 buy signal with about 20 minutes left and bounced off of that on the ES. Here's the NASDAQ futures side, and look at this. This is really flat. I mean, if you look at this and consider compared to what we usually see on the NASDAQ side, it was really, really flat. The first 2 hours was miserable, and then we drifted, but it's not as much on the downside as the ES, and it was just really flat. That's all I can say. That's why there was a lot of choppy action, a lot of sweeps of triggers. We're still in that core earnings season. That's what drives that. All right, so we will be looking at one more day of waiting for earnings and watching what goes on in the market, probably a gap in the morning. We do have some economic data that's due out in the morning. That includes the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims data, then the FHFA housing price index, leading indicators 30 minutes in can be a little bit interesting for the market, and natty gas an hour in. The only number on Friday is new home sales. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. We hope to see you in the Trading Lab. If you've not taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We can help you out with making some money while you're in your 2-week trial. And if you do like our videos, please like them on YouTube. It does help us out. Have a good trading session.